Hello guys, how is everybody doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Eleanor Visas and I do videos like this, trying to inform you about life in Germany, moving to Germany either as a worker or a student or any other category. So yeah, today we are talking about accommodation, and I want to talk about a few things we might be doing or you might be doing that is hindering you from getting accommodation. Accommodation is one of the most difficult things here in Germany, and I want to just tackle some of those things and give you some tips on how to facilitate the process. So let's get right into the video. So as I said guys, getting accommodation in Germany is actually one of the most daunting things or daunting experiences you might go through. It's actually easier to get a job or an admission into a school than to get accommodation. That's how challenging it is. So we are just going to look at some things. I think I have like 5 points, and then I'll give you some tips on how to facilitate the process. It's not a guarantee, but it's just a facilitation. So let's get right into the first point. One of the most common mistakes many of us do is that we don't apply for accommodation early enough. It is very important to apply early enough. If you are just thinking that you will have to move, it is important to start applying as early. It is never too early to start applying for accommodation, let's put it that way. So even if you're going to be moving from your country to Germany, it's important that you know where maybe your potential universities are going to be situated. You know these towns, and you start applying to accommodation in these towns. So basically for me, the tip here is that you make a list of all the universities you are going to be applying to and the towns in which they are situated, and you start applying to those towns. You start applying either to private landlords, or you start applying to the government owned hostels or the university owned hostels. So it's important to apply as early as possible, even before you get admission, because you already know that you're applying to this school. You already know you're going to be potentially be in Berlin or Hamburg. So start applying even before you even apply for admission. So that's how challenging it can be. It can be very frustrating. So it's never too early to start applying for accommodation. The earlier, the better. The second mistake you might be making is that you're applying or you're writing your motivation, I don't know what to call it, motivation letter in English, because it actually here when you apply for to get a house or to get a hostel or to get a room, you apply on some kind of website, and you have to especially for private landlords, you have to write like a small personal statement and describe yourself and what you'll be doing in Germany, and you literally have to make yourself look fun and safe, because maybe you're also applying for a shared flat, for example. They want to know you're somebody that will not come and give them headache. So it's important to write this personal statement or this email or this application, I may call it, in German. I know it sounds a type. Even if you don't know German, use ZipL or Google Translate, because when you write in English, it's not that they will not look at it, but the thing is that your chances are higher if you write in German, because the chances that the person receiving your application is German is very high. So it's easier for them to just read something in German than to take it in English and go and translate. But the truth is, in most big towns there are a lot of people that speak English also. So but my tip for you here is try to apply in German. Write your motivation letter or application letter in German. It's going to be complete. It's going to increase your chances, let's just put it that way. So yeah, write some German. So the third mistake you might be making is that you are not following up on your applications. It's important that when you apply, you follow up on your applications. So there are so many sites, as I said before, that you can apply for accommodation, and I will link some of them down below to help you out. But when you apply, many of them might not give you a response. And when I say follow up, I'm not meaning that you should become a psycho and start stalking people online, but I mean like send another email. If you don't get a response, send another email. If you still don't get a response, sometimes they have numbers. You can call the numbers and tell them you applied and you just want to get a follow-up to see if the place is still available. So follow up on your applications. Even if you're applying to like the Studentenwerk, what we used to do is we even go to their offices without appointments. So you just go there and you try to explain that you really need a house. You need a house, like, because you can't do anything without accommodation, because you have to register yourself in the city council here with a proof that you have accommodation, and from there before all your documentation continues. So it's you show up in the offices without appointment. And like, don't stalk people, guys. I feel like I'm making it sound like it's psycho, but yeah, follow up on your applications. It's very important. For this fourth point, it really applies to those that are already here in Germany and you're looking for housing from private landlords. There's what they call the Schufa, not the Schufa, but so you get it from a company here called Schufa. I think that's how my sister explained it. So basically, when you have a Schufa certificate, it proves that you are not owing anybody, because landlords want to be reassured that you are not someone that will give them headache, that will not pay your rent. So it's very important when applying, because when you create an account in this application portals, it's important that you get the Schufa certificate and you show that you have the Schufa certificate. So that gives landlords a guarantee that you are a serious person when they see that you have a Schufa. So I think it's about 30 euros to get it, but it's very important to have a Schufa. You should probably invest in it, and it actually lasts for a very short period of time, but it's important. When you get a Schufa, it increases your chances by like 60%. Yeah, so it's important to get a Schufa certificate. So my last point for you today, guys, is that you're probably not registered. You're probably making the mistake of not getting registered on an accommodation seeking platform, because as I said, I will link some of them down below. There are stuff like Imovelt, ImoScout, expat rental. There are so many. So it's important to register yourself on these platforms, because when you register, as I said, you are able to put or show that you have a Schufa certificate, and you even have to put your pay slips for some. But guys, rest assured, it's private. They have a way of showing it, I don't know, only to the landlords. So because you have to prove that you have a stable source of income. So obviously, maybe it's your pay slip, or maybe it's a contract letter or something. So you're able to upload all those documents on these platforms, and with that you're able to get accommodation easily. So it facilitates the process. So it's important to register yourselves on these platforms. You put on a notification to notify you whenever there is a new apartment or a new room available in a Vega. You put your preferences, and they just it notifies you when it's available. So yeah, it's important to get registered. So register yourself. And guys, you must not register yourself only if you're in Germany. Register yourself even when you're out of Germany, when you're still in your home country and you're preparing to come. So yeah, it's important to do that. Talking about registration, just to join to this point, I'll talk about I also want to mention the fact that it's important to also register yourself in the expat groups on Facebook. So there are these groups for foreigners that come into different towns in Germany, so you can look for your own. If you're going, for example, I'm registered to the expat group of Bonn. There's basically a Facebook page called Housing in Bonn, and there's this other one for Bonn expats. Yeah, so when you register, then many people do give out announcements about available houses, available rooms, so it also increases your chance. You can write to people directly through Facebook Messenger. So yeah, it's important to do that also. With that, guys, we have come to the end of this video. I'm trying to keep my video short so I'm not making too many jokes anymore. I hope it's not boring you guys, but yeah, we have come to the end of this video, and please, as always, like, subscribe and hit the notification bell, and see you next time in my next video. Bye.